Hello.
Hello. I didn't have anything prepared like that.
That just came out of me.
I just had a huge grin on my face 'cause I'm so happy to be back.
I know. It's been, I don't actually know how long it's been, but
like a month and a half, actually.
wow.
Our last episode was posted at the end of August, wasn't it? And recorded even earlier than that.
Maybe early September.
It's been a month.
More.
No, I mean, like, it's been a month as in, like, a hell of a month. Like, it's been, like, a struggle of a month.
Yeah. I mean, the past week has been fine, but I think the beginning, October.
The end of September is where things really went wrong for me, personally. So, yeah, I would say, like, a month straight. It was pretty bad. I was really sick, which is why we haven't posted an episode. I sounded congested. I had a sore throat. It was really bad. But I'm healthy now. So we're back. This episode is on YouTube.
We're recording this.
Yes.
Because I guess if you're listening to audio, you won't see our amazing setup that we have. I really spent a lot of time on it.
I bought this candle for you to do a spell with, but I guess we'll take it for a set decoration for now.
You know how long that would take to burn? It's like thick.
And you're supposed to sit with the spell for the whole
You're supposed to use like those candles, not like a thick candle like that. Yeah, we have all these candles. Like it's
well, if you want to see, just pause and then watch the video on YouTube. Which I love listening to podcasts, and they always say like, oh, like if you're watching the video version, and like I never am, and we're never able to say that because we never really have video versions.
Yeah.
But here we are. It feels weird.
It does, but I like it.
I have a lot to say since we haven't talked in front of microphones in a while.
Yeah. So, what do you have to say? How's your month been?
Oh my God. Well, for starters, I was sick for like a month. I was sick for like 2 weeks, and then I was healthy. And the week I was healthy was pretty good. We went to go see Harry Styles and like relive our youth.
Yeah. Oh my God. His concert was so good. He's just like amazing.
Well, that was a good week. That was probably the only good thing that happened in the last month, to be honest. Other than being sick, I was sick for 2 weeks. I was healthy again. We went to go see Harry Styles, and then I paid the price for that. I was sick again as soon as that concert was over, and I was sick for another 2 weeks, and I paid $3,000 to get my car's transmission fixed after getting it towed off the side of the highway. So that was not my finest moment. But we were just talking about this. We realized that Mercury was in retrograde for a month, for I think from the end of September to a few days ago.
We went to Sleepy Hollow, and we didn't buy tickets for anything. Like I don't know.
That was something else that went wrong.
It was a Sunday night in the beginning of October, and I just was like, "Oh, it'll be fine. Like we'll just show up at things or buy tickets the night of, or like buy tickets there."
No,
because usually you can do that stuff, and no.
We showed up to Sleepy Hollow, which is like an hour train ride outside of New York City. Would you say 45 minutes?
Yeah, it's like 45 hour.
And we showed up, and we wanted to like do one of the ghost tours. We wanted to go to one of the jack-o'-lantern. They have like jack-o'-lantern blazes where they light up thousands of jack-o'-lanterns. All of that was sold out, so we had to go home.
Yeah.
And we were like, why do we keep having this much bad luck? And then we realized Mercury was in retrograde. But like I thought Mercury retrograde was like affected technology. I thought it affected like online shopping, like maybe don't like use your debit card online during Mercury retrograde. Like I thought it was that kind of thing. So I don't think anything that went wrong in my life really had anything to do with that, but like I feel like I have to blame something. So
yeah, no, I've always heard like don't get a haircut or just don't do anything.
Don't
crazy.
Like text your crush. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
don't do anything. But I feel like what are the planets there for if not to be blamed for things that go wrong in your life? So
yeah,
I'll be blaming that.
Everyone collectively just like blamed it for all their problems.
Yeah,
which is probably a little ridiculous, but it's still. It's kind of funny
because we both went on social media and we're like seeing everyone talking about like how this past Mercury retrograde was the worst one.
Yeah.
And everyone on my Twitter timeline was like, if you survived this Mercury retrograde, you can survive anything. And like true.
Dramatic.
I agree. I feel like I am very brave for surviving this last month. But I didn't think Mercury retrograde had anything to do with like things like that. But I guess that's what I'll blame it on.
Yeah, so hopefully you didn't have a shitty month who's ever listening to this.
Yeah, I hope your month was great. It wasn't all bad. We saw Harry Styles. I carved a pumpkin. I carved a UFO into a pumpkin.
Wow.
If you follow us on Instagram at Secrets of Nature Podcast, you would have seen it.
I didn't even see it. Oh, I just went to a Halloween party. That's like the first Halloween-y thing I've done.
No, I'm jealous.
And then next week, I have another Halloween party, which is exciting.
I went to the drive-in last night. Me and my boyfriend did. And
in Philly?
No, we went to the one in Vineland.
In
South Jersey.
Here.
And I love going to the drive-in. I really only go there during Halloween time. I don't think I've ever been there when it wasn't Halloween time. So like it's a 10 out of 10 experience. Like I highly recommend. But we saw Halloween Kills.
Was it good?
It was not good. Not good.
Yeah.
I even got my nails done today and my nail tech was like, "Oh, you saw that? Yeah, it sucked." And I was like, "Yeah, it sucked." They need to stop making them.
They already killed him once and he's somehow still alive. Anyways.
It just was chaotic. It was just not a good movie. Jamie Lee Curtis can get her coin some other way. This is not what she needs to be doing.
It's probably an easy way for her. But I started watching the show Midnight Mass, which is a scary show. Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't.
It's like the same show as the same people from The Haunting of Hill House.
Like the same cast or like the same writers?
Yeah. Like
so
it's
the girl from You, isn't it?
No, she's not in it. But the girl that was the ghost in the last season that would like break everyone's necks.
The bent neck lady?
Yeah, she's in it. And a couple other people.
Why have I not heard of it? They came out with a third season? Why have I not heard of it?
Because I think everyone was talking about Squid Games, which I haven't watched.
Which I don't like. I stopped. It was too depressing, so I stopped watching it.
I like watched the trailer and I was like, no.
I genuinely, it like depressed me to watch it. So after the third episode, I told my boyfriend he could finish it without me.
Watch Midnight Mass. It's like, it actually revolves around the Catholic religion, so it might be triggering for you.
Well, I'll have to give it Is it like going against Catholic religion or is it like for it?
It's just like a lot of religion.
Oh, I can handle it. I can handle it.
It's like, it has both sides, really.
Okay.
Like, there's the guy that's against it, and then there's like the people that are super religious.
Midnight Mass, it's called?
I've only watched 3 episodes, so I don't really know what's going to happen.
Well, I wrote a paper on The Haunting of Hill House in college. I really love that show. So I was a radio TV film major, so I got to do things like write papers on The Haunting of Hill House.
It's just really good writing and acting, so I recommend it. And it's not like too scary, but it's still like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Oh, and another like not scary, but still like mysterious, a good Halloween show is Only Murders in the Building. It's funny, but it's still a mystery. And there's like murdering.
We got some
people.
Lightheartedness in there.
Yeah.
You always have the TV show Rex on this podcast.
If you're not like a dark show type person, Only Murders in the Building is amazing. And it has Selena Gomez. So
I decided that, especially after watching Squid Game, and what I did watch of it, and then after watching Halloween Kills, not that really anyone enjoyed that, but I decided I'm much more of like a paranormal storyline person than I am like a people dying and getting murdered person.
Yeah, I never really like killer movies.
Yeah, but I like slasher movies. Yeah, but I've always loved paranormal movies and like paranormal stories and things from a young age. So, or
like monsters, or like just not people killing
Zombies.
Other people is just boring.
No, that happens in real life.
Because it's so unreal. Like the person's supposed to be a person, but it's just so unrealistic. Like this,
like Michael Myers.
Yeah, like
he doesn't die.
It makes no sense. If he's a human being.
If you haven't seen Halloween Kills, don't. Thank you. That's a PSA. Like I said, I was sick for almost a month straight, and it felt like it was never gonna end. And I was starting to question, like, I was like, is the universe trying to tell me something? Like, am I doing something like is it like the stress getting to me? Like, is there something I need to be changing about my life that like is causing me a lot of stress? And I pulled an angel card, and I know you pulled one when you sat for me. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you have your own deck.
I don't.
I think it's fun to do like once in a while. Just like I don't remember to do it all the time. I just do it once in a while when I'm like, oh, like what would the angels have to say about this? And I pulled the cleanse and detoxify card. So
yeah, your body needs a cleanse.
Yeah, I bet it does.
Sickness.
So I thought that was interesting. My angels were like, please, whatever you're doing, stop. So what should I change? I need to cut out the toxicity in my life.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about scary stuff. It might be like about ghosts, paranormal. It might just be scary shit in general.
We originally were going to make this episode Reddit ghost stories, which I struggled with. Reddit causes me stress. That's one of
I
the
don't know
things.
why I love Reddit. Like, I get emails from them, and it'll be like a random question, and like you just go through the answers, and it's so interesting.
Like what? Like, give me an example.
I will pull it up. I get emails all the time.
Are you subscribed to like the Reddit newsletter?
Oh, like this one. What scam is so normalized that people don't even notice?
College would be my answer. Well, Reddit stresses me out because I just get really overwhelmed by it, and maybe social media has caused my attention span to shrink. But like as soon as the story is over, like 3 paragraphs, I'm out. But I finally buckled down and found some ones that I really like. Some Reddit ghost stories.
Oh, what was your worst experience you've had during Halloween? That was one. What is an untruth that people tell themselves to feel better about life or the world they live in?
Wait, can I answer the question about my worst experience I've ever had on Halloween?
Sure.
I
have a bad one, actually.
Mine's stupid. So I love Halloween so much. I've always loved it ever since I was a kid. I even tried to write a paper on why I loved it so much, and like I couldn't put it into words, so I think I got like a B or a C. Because my teacher was like, okay, like, I don't know, whatever. I've always loved Halloween a lot. And I remember specifically one year, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. Like, I was so disappointed that, like, my life wasn't, like, a Halloween movie. And that, like, I was, like, very underwhelmed by Halloween that year, I guess. And I, like, got in bed and I wouldn't get out of bed. And I was like, I'm not going trick-or-treating. I'm not putting on my costume. My mom, my dad, my grandma, like, they were all trying to get me out of bed. They were like, your friends are downstairs. Like, you were probably, like, waiting in my living room, like, with your trick-or-treat bag. Like, what is Lexi doing?
Lexi's having a depressive episode.
I literally was having a depressive episode in my room. I was probably, like, 10 years old. And it was all because, like, I always have had like such high expectations. Like, I don't know, do I want to be in the movie Hocus Pocus? Like, maybe that's what I wanted. But
she grew up in Salem.
Oh, I know, but like I just said the word always like 5 times, but I always had such high expectations for Halloween, and I think that one year I was really depressed and underwhelmed that like my life wasn't a Halloween movie, or that I wasn't like truly like a witch, or like how dare my parents not tell me on my 13th birthday, like, oh honey, we've been keeping this from you, but you're actually a witch. Like, you know what I mean? I was waiting for that moment. That's what I was waiting for.
Lexi once tried to convince me that she was a witch, and she's like, I fly to your room at night and I watch you sleep or something. I wanted
my life to be a Halloween movie. What can I say?
I was like, Lexi, I don't believe you. And she's like, it's true. I was like, prove it to me.
And now we're in our 20s and I really want to go to witch school together. So nothing's changed.
Want to hear about my worst? I can't really go into detail. I'll do a very short, because it's just too embarrassing for the internet.
Your worst Halloween?
Yeah, it's too embarrassing for the internet. It's like happened like 3 or 4 years ago.
Come on.
It involves alcohol. No. But basically the next day I was starting a new job. And
what job?
I was just working at Anthropology, but I literally had to call out because I was throwing up.
On your first day. I remember that.
I was throwing up the entire day.
I actually remember that. I wasn't there, but I remember it. Because you told me you couldn't keep down water.
No, like I was so ill.
Anyway, your Reddit question just prompted that. I have to keep checking
Reddit's
on
good.
my laptop storage to make sure it's still recording. We're going to be telling Reddit ghost stories. Mine are pretty short, and then we also have like real life ghost stories that we got from our relatives.
Well, mine's my own, but yeah.
And one that Rachel has of her own. I don't have one of my own. Again, something I've always wanted to be in some kind of movie, and just never happened for me.
It's because you want it that it hasn't happened.
I believe in ghosts way too much to not even have anything to back that up.
I mean, you still have a lot of life to live.
Watch the house I finally end up buying one day. It's just,
I hope it is
a haunted house. I would love it. And then like I can be like that woman in the scary movies that's like, oh, like, honey, this happened, and he's like, it was the wind, or like, it's all in your head, you have postpartum depression and you're crazy or something.
That's what you hope?
No, I don't hope that. I'm just kidding. That's always what happens. Let's start with the Reddit stories first before we get into our own.
So this is from Kafubal Flats. Just told this story to a coworker. I guess I didn't need to include that, but whatever. Was around 7 years old, and it was near the holidays. The house I grew up in has a downstairs and a basement. So I left my pillow downstairs after a long movie binge and went to grab it later that evening. I grabbed the pillow and looked up. I see a man on the other side of the room, dressed to the nines, just looking around, paying no attention to me. Weird thing was, he was entirely gray. head to toe, skin color, and everything, gray. I'm staring, jaw wide open, completely petrified from fright. He looks up at me, notices I'm able to see him, and it drops his jaw lower than humanly normal, almost as if he was screaming at me, but without sound. He then ran through the wall and disappeared. I wasn't able to go downstairs if the lights were off until I was a teenager. The end.
I have something to say about that. I've always wondered this. So, okay. He saw a ghost. That's obviously really scary for a human. And this particular ghost got really scared back and ran away. So I always wonder, like, what if... I always wonder what if it's like that's a situation like that is like a veil between dimensions, and like that person also that person thinks he saw a ghost. Like, what if we're both, like me and this ghost are both in the same house in different dimensions, and I see him and I'm like, you're not supposed to be here, and he sees me and he's like, you're not supposed to be here, and we're both scared. You know what I mean?
Well, this comment says maybe he's living in another time dimension, and in his reality, a young woman in weird pajamas is an apparition to him.
Is that not what I just said? So that lady, me and giant
Poppy tan hands.
Yeah, me and him are on the same wavelength. But yeah, so I always think that. Or that person doesn't know that they're dead, which is kind of sad.
I guess we'll never know.
No, I guess we'll never know. Okay.
Until we're dead.
I really appreciated the attempt at the spooky voice during that also.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So this one the first one I have is really stupid, but I think it would be crazy if it happened to me. So, it's titled, Where Are My Pizza Cutters Going? By JX Red. I know this one is going to sound boring, but hear me out. I have lived in my house for 10 years now, and my pizza cutters always go missing. The first time it happened was close to when we first moved in. It was just a cheap Walmart one, and I didn't think anything of it. I just thought it was misplaced or something, and I bought another one. But then that too went missing. Once again, I didn't think it was that strange. Must have fallen behind the drawer or something. One Christmas, my aunt asked me what we wanted, and I said I could use some stuff for my kitchen, a pizza cutter, some oven mitts. She got me a super nice pizza cutter, like Pampered Chef, and really nice oven mitts. I think I used the pizza cutter once before it was gone. This is when I started thinking it was weird. How is this one thing going missing from my kitchen? And just a side note, it's only my wife and I at this point. We did not have our child yet, so rule him out for taking it. Now that I was on to the cutters going missing, I bought another and another and another, and like clockwork, they all disappeared. Some I would only use once, maybe twice, a couple times. I don't think I ever got used to it before it was gone. I even told a coworker about it after I bought another one, and he asked me about it later, and I checked and it was gone too. I always thought there had to be an explanation to it. They fell somewhere, they were in a drawer, they were in a different drawer, something. We have all the utensils from when we first moved in together, all the cheap Walmart stuff, even the knives, all over 13 years old, but we can't keep a pizza cutter to save our lives. About a year ago, I painted our cabinets. This included removing all the doors, drawers, pulling the oven out, everything. I was curious to see if I would find some cache of lost pizza cutters that had somehow gotten stuck or fallen in a weird spot, but I found nothing. I have stopped buying pizza cutters as I don't want to deal with them going missing. I just cut my DiGiorno with a knife now. There has only been one other unexplainable event in my house, and we don't seem to have any regular activity. We got cats about a year ago, and they have not acted weird or done anything that would alert us to a presence. Anyway, the other event was kind of weird, and I try not to think about it too much. My wife's cousin was over, and he was going to stay the night because it was getting late, and he asked if he could take a shower, to which I jokingly said, sure, but it costs 50 cents to turn the water on. He laughed and went in for his shower. When he came out, he said that was really funny throwing those quarters in there, and I looked at him weird. I asked what he was talking about, and he said while he was taking a shower, 2 quarters were thrown into the shower over the curtain. I said that definitely was not me, and besides, he had the door locked. We kind of laughed about it, but we never really went into it. We mention it from time to time, but I have no clue how this happened. So that was just like a bonus story. But the pizza cutter one, like all these people were saying like one day, or like you should just ask the spirit to politely return it, and then maybe one day like 50 pizza cutters will just be on your kitchen table. And I thought that was funny.
I bet like if they ever demolish the house, they would just find pizza cutters under it or something.
Everyone's saying to get one of those tile devices, like a lost item tracker, and put it on the next pizza cutter. And then maybe you'll find all of them at once.
That'd be spooky.
So I thought that was funny.
What
a specific item to go missing.
Yeah.
Like I don't even own a pizza cutter. I don't think it's ever even occurred to me to buy one.
Yeah, you don't really need one unless you eat a lot of pizza.
Well, this person does, and they can't keep a pizza cutter, I guess.
Okay, so this one is not a ghost story, but it is creepy. So it starts, it's by the person K Mia Official. When I was younger, around 14 or 15 years old, my family used to camp at a state park. Every night, my friend and I would walk through the woods. We called this the ritual. This particular night, we decided to walk further into the woods than usual. We had flashlights because we like to try and navigate through the woods with them turned off. We were about half a mile from the nearest campsite when we heard soft whispering behind us. Obviously, we hit the flashlights and spun around. Didn't see anything. So we kept walking and we hear it again. This time we stop and look around a bit before we decided to head back to our campsite. Then we see what's whispering. It's a lady crawling on the ground, whispering just random words. She was wearing dark clothes and was covered in dirt. When she sees that we notice her, she stands up and declares that she's looking for her campsite. We ended up walking her back to the campground and tried helping her find her group. Turns out she was just super drunk and got lost trying to find the bathroom. Her friends didn't even notice she was missing, and if we didn't go that far into the woods, she would have been lost all night. It was pretty creepy.
That is so scary.
Oh my God. I wouldn't have been like, I'll help you. I would have been like, see ya.
I would have ran for my life.
Oh my God. If I imagine just like, because you know in the movies where like you just see the flashlight moving,
yes,
and you're just waiting for something to show up. That's what I picture. And if that would have came into my view, I would have been like,
I would have ran. There would have been no. I mean, maybe I would have been stuck in fear for a second. Absolutely not. She was crawling on the ground. A woman covered in dirt. Get out of here.
Ew.
I'd be gone. I mean, I'm glad that lady was okay because of them.
Lucky for her.
I would, if I was walking in the woods at night with a flashlight and I saw anyone, I would just not take my chances just because like people are scary. But like if they're crawling on the ground, no.
Hell no. Anyone's
I would literally just think that they were possessed by a demon. Obviously.
Yeah.
This one's pretty creepy. I try to screenshot the story and the comments because I think people have interesting comments. Okay. When I was younger, not me personally, this is Lithadora, the user is. When I was younger, we frequently visited my grandparents around the holidays, even though we didn't live in the same town. My aunt lived 2 houses down from my grandparents. The lady in the house in between was creepy. She was a large woman, over 6 feet. She wore logging chains around her neck, a dress, and work boots. The only time I remember seeing her outside was either in her garden in the back or when she was washing the outside of her house, scrubbing the actual building. She did this often. During these times, she would yell at us kids and call us all kinds of things. She would tell us the devil would be coming for us. The adults told us to leave her alone and to avoid her. We would run the distance between my aunts and my grandparents because when you passed by, she was watching out the windows. It was creepy and we never went alone. One Halloween, one of my cousins dared us to trick-or-treat her house. I remembered how scared I was, but I didn't want to be a chicken, plus I was going with a group. One of us rang the doorbell, and there was a lot of banging noises in the house, suddenly like doors slamming. When she answered the door, she had a severed head in her hands, and we all went screaming. The adults told us it was a Halloween prop, and we knew we shouldn't be bothering her and deserved to be scared. About a month later, my parents got a phone call that the lady had tried to kill my aunt while she was bringing in groceries and had my young cousin in her arms. The lady had one of them rope saws and had come up behind my aunt with it. She put it over her head and around her neck and proceeded to saw. My aunt naturally flipped and started kicking the door. My uncle came and beat the lady down with a fire poker. The police investigation revealed that the woman had been digging tunnels under the home. The police investigation revealed that the woman had been digging tunnels under her home, which were coming up under my aunt's, my grandparents, and another neighbor's house. She had been bringing the dirt up and putting it in the raised beds of the gardens. She also had a shrine of some sort underground, which had a few severed heads around it. My aunt survived, by the way, but she has a long scar across her neck. And that's the end. This lady
Oh
was
my
digging tunnels
God.
under her house, and like she lived in between the grandmom and the aunt. So she was digging tunnels up under the grandmom and aunt's house.
That sounds like a plot of a
Horror movie. That's like if you have a crazy neighbor and they're digging until they're like in your basement. Like,
Yeah.
that's insane. Okay, I only have one more, and it's ridiculous. So I'll let you go first.
Okay, this one's short, but
Okay.
it's creepy. After we moved into our home, we were told a woman had died there at the hands of her abusive husband. She hated men. My dad would wake up with
Understandable.
scratches all over himself. And whenever my brother was mean to my sister or I, he would have scratches on him as well. One day, my brother hurt our sister. He hit her or something. When he woke up later that night, he had a horrible bloody nose. The day we moved out, my brother accidentally broke my twin's arm trying out a wrestling move. He swears that he would have died that night if he wasn't our last in the house.
So what did they think that like it just the house makes people do bad things to each other?
No, the ghost would only do bad stuff to like the boys and the men.
Oh, because
But,
the
like, if
ghost was
they-
a woman that hated men.
Yeah, when they would do something bad, like she would hurt them in return.
Queen. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That is scary. This is why I like paranormal movies better than slasher movies. And granted, I did just watch a terrible slasher movie last night, but like I feel like I love those moments in paranormal movies where you're like, oh, that's why this is happening, or like something like that. And instead, like I just sat through Halloween Kills where he was just killing everyone for literally no reason, and there was never a moment like, oh, that's why he did this. Like, no, he's just crazy, you know.
Yeah, and somehow still alive. Even though he would be like an elderly man.
Yes, ridiculous. But he's supposed to be like superhuman because he can't die. I'm tired of talking about like I keep bringing it up. I keep bringing it up and I'm tired of talking about it. Okay. Oh, was that your last Reddit story?
Yes. Oh, there's the new Scream movie. I wonder if that's any good.
I love Scream so much.
I don't think it came out yet.
Well,
Did it?
the original like Screams I just love so much. So I really hope that they don't get ruined.
Yeah.
Not that they could get ruined, but like I really hope they don't like.
I saw it one time. I don't really remember it though.
Oh my gosh, and Shaggy is in it. I love him.
What's his real name?
I don't know. I don't know. I love him. And Jughead's dad. I also don't know his name.
Oh, yeah, and Drew Barrymore, right?
Well,
She
yeah, but
dies.
that's iconic. She dies in the first 5 minutes. Spoiler. But I'm sure everyone knows that.
Wait, is Courtney Cox in it too?
Yes, Courtney Cox is
Yes.
in it. And have you watched The Craft?
No.
You have to. I watched it for the first time this year, and a lot of the same people in The Craft are in Scream.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever watch that witch movie we said we were gonna watch?
The Witches of Eastwick?
Yeah.
I started to watch it. I got sidetracked and didn't finish. I was enticed because Michelle Pfeiffer is in it. It was okay. You know what I did watch that I love that you should watch? I watched The Love Witch on Amazon, and it was just
Who's in it?
no one of note,
No.
but it's like just aesthetically pleasing, and I just love it. I want to be her for
Okay.
Halloween really badly. I need to buy a long dark wig.
Oh, we also for the first time watched Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh my god, how did I go my whole life without seeing that movie?
I don't know.
The
It's like,
soundtrack, I listen to the soundtrack all the time now.
yeah, it's pretty good.
It's so good.
It makes
so
no
good.
sense.
I
But
know, I love it. Only head empty just vibes that entire movie.
That's another movie
So
that's just
good.
aesthetically pleasing and like makes no sense.
Oh, I love that movie so much.
But like the acting is really good.
So watch Rocky Horror Picture Show and watch The Craft and watch The Love Witch and The Witches of Eastwick. Did you watch it?
No,
Okay,
Forgot
we
about
should
it.
just watch it together. I feel like I'll pay more attention.
we should.
I just had it on in like the background or something. Okay, this is ridiculous, and it has to do with Rachel's favorite Disney movie. Do you know what your favorite Disney movie is?
The Lion King?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm glad I had it right. This person said, every time I have watched The Lion King, someone I know has died. It happened 3 times when I was a child. Always happened the same way. We'd be watching it as a family, and then the phone would ring during the movie, and we would receive the news of a relative dying. No one in my family has watched The Lion King since, and it's been 15 years.
Oh my god.
And all the comments are so funny. Someone said, quote, if I don't get an Xbox this Christmas, I swear to God, I will watch The Lion King. Or someone said, are you going to see it in 3D? Like, And then someone said weird. Someone different said weird. I never saw that movie until last night, and after it ended, I got a call that my uncle died. Why is this movie cursed?
I don't think it is. Because I've seen it many times.
Oh my god. That's my last one. I'm lucky I don't have any cursed movies like that, I guess. That's funny.
I don't really believe in cursed movies.
Oh my gosh. I was going to say, do you believe in curses in general? But back when we had our month of bad luck, that I guess we're blaming on Mercury retrograde now, we were like, did somebody hex us?
It's like, we're cursed.
But we literally thought somebody hexed us.
Yeah, but I don't actually believe in curses. But I just needed something to explain our bad luck.
What if I cursed you and you cursed me?
That would be fucked up.
Okay, moving on.
Oh, should I read? My cat just having an episode. Okay. So I have this book called Weird New Jersey. Your travel guide to the
If you're from New Jersey, you've definitely seen this book. Like, hold it up.
Well, I think there's one for every state, right? Weird whatever state you're in.
Is there?
Yes. I think it's a website too. Your travel guide to New Jersey's local legends and best kept secrets. But it's like really dark. I started looking through it. So there's this road called Route 55, which is near us. You have to take it to get to Philly. And there's like,
I took it to get to the drive-in yesterday.
yeah, apparently it's like
home.
haunted or something.
What?
So I've lived in South Jersey almost my entire life. I remember when they were building Route 55, and I remember when and why they had to stop building.
What
It's
year
all
was
true.
the bell, I wonder.
I don't know. It's all true. Workers were killed, machinery malfunction. One man was killed when his own steamroller ran over him. I have never experienced anything really scary there myself, though I use Route 55 often.
1967 it was built.
In March of 1983, the construction started, and 2 months later, mysterious deaths began to befall the workers involved with the project. An asphalt roller truck ran over a 34-year-old. Another worker fell to his death.
My God, it's like the set of Poltergeist.
Yeah, soon after, an inspector fell dead on the job from a brain aneurysm. One worker's feet turned black. Then a van carrying 5 Department of Transportation...
No reason for the feet turning black?
Well, they didn't go into detail. Then a van carrying 5 Department of Transportation employees caught fire and blew up. In a Star Ledger newspaper article, Carl Pierce, the chief and medicine man of the Delaware Indians, explained why. The land was an ancient Indian burial grounds and therefore sacred. All they had to do was detour around the field, said Pierce, and nothing would have happened. Creepy. So
all the things happened before while it was getting built.
Yeah, while I was getting built. So every time you drive on that road,
Dead people, or not dead people, people died on it.
It's an Indian burial ground.
Interesting. I don't believe it's haunted.
No, I don't think it is haunted. I think it's just like...
Just know it.
Don't fuck with it.
Was that your only weird New Jersey story?
Yeah, there's a bunch. Oh, there's this place called Blue Hole.
Blue Hole. She says it weird. Blue Hole.
Blue Hole.
She's like, she says to me, do you remember Blue Hole? And I thought she meant like I don't know. Blue Hole. It's like a place.
Blue Hole.
You wouldn't say like, I don't know. Never mind.
Everyone's like, you're saying it the exact same way. Okay. Anyways, well, apparently that's like people have died there.
Blue Hole is
really
like this
spooky.
lake that's probably...
No, is it a lake? I guess it's a lake.
It's like an artificial lake.
No, it's not.
Crystal blue.
It's not artificial.
How is it not artificial? It is crystal
Scientists
blue.
can't explain how it's not artificial.
I don't know. It looks like Caribbean water in the middle of South Jersey.
The Pine Barrens.
In the middle of the Pine Barrens. Is it in the Pine Barrens? I thought it was in like Washington Lake Park.
What? About? Wait,
then maybe I swear to God, there was like a local blue hole that people would go and like do drugs at.
One.
But like people went there before we could drive, I feel like. How could they drive to the Pine Barrens?
Legends of the Blue Hole. One of the most storied sites in all of southern New Jersey is a mysterious body of water known as the Blue Hole, located deep in the Pine Barrens of Winslow. on the border of Camden and Gloucester counties. The small but legendary pool is said to not only be bottomless, but also to be frequent pit stop of the Jersey Devil. Though its icy blue tinged water might seem inviting, especially on a hot summer day, locals warn that their children to stay away from the blue hole and to never go swimming there. Tales of unexplained whirlpools that suck down swimmers have long been part of the hole's lore.
I believe
Some who have been lucky enough to escape its clutches have claimed that they actually felt something, perhaps the Jersey Devil himself, pulling them down into the chilly depths.
Oh my god. So I guess if it's on the border of Gloucester County, then people would go there.
Like, some people think it's quicksand at the bottom.
Maybe.
And then they think
why is it blue?
They think instead of like a river that's feeding it into it, it's like underground water coming up.
Like maybe it's like some Bermuda Triangle shit.
And that's why it's so cold.
Wow. That's really interesting. I hope this is of interest to people that aren't from South Jersey.
Mysterious bodies of water are very interesting, I think.
I agree. I think that is crazy. So we're going to tell our own ghost stories now. So I'll tell my mom's ghost story, and then you can tell yours.
Okay.
So I just called my mom before we started recording because this happened. I think I was in elementary school when this happened. And I remember her telling me, and I thought it was like the coolest story ever. Because like I said, I've always wanted my life to be like a Halloween movie, and this is as close as I've gotten. And so the details were a little fuzzy. So I just called her to get the details, and I told her, she told the story so perfectly that I wish I just recorded her telling us, because she like didn't miss a beat. She like told it like she was getting interviewed anyway, all the details, didn't miss a beat. But I'll do my best. So my mom used to run an assisted living facility in South Jersey, and there was 3 floors, and the residents, so like the elderly people that lived in the assisted living facility, they would not go on the 3rd floor, which was a library. There was a library on the 3rd floor, and they wouldn't go up there because they said they saw a lady in a yellow dress that they did not like. So they would not go up there. And the staff that worked overnights also wouldn't go up there. And they said that late at night they would get like because I guess every room in the facility had a call button, obviously, and like call buttons would go off in rooms that no one was living in, that were empty. So that would happen. They said they also didn't like going on the 3rd floor because they just didn't like the energy up there, and I guess it was becoming a problem. Like, people did not want to work that shift. So she said to the staff, like my mom, she said to the staff, if I like bring in a priest, will that help? And they were like, yes, actually it would. So she brought in her priest, like her actual priest that she at the church she went to every Sunday, and she said the priest brought, I wrote this down so I didn't mess it up, the Benedictine cross that like they use for exorcisms. The priest brought that, and he walked into the library on the 3rd floor, and as soon as he walked in, he was like, oh yeah, do you feel that? Like, that's negative, or like it's jittery in here. And my mom said she could feel it too, and it felt like, you know, when you walk into a room with like fluorescent lights and you can like feel the vibration from it, but like there weren't any. Yeah, like you walk into a classroom with fluorescent lights, you literally can hear it.
Oh, like here, yeah.
But she said like she felt like something like that, but like there was no fluorescent lights in the room. That's how she described it. And they just both agreed that the energy was off. And the priest said that it was negative, and he proceeded to walk up and down the rows of books with his holy water and his cross and cleanse the library so that the staff and the residents could comfortably go about their lives. And I think it worked. But I always like tell that story. It's like the time that my mom needed to have an exorcism performed at her job, because it sounds really cool. Rachel's not impressed because she just heard my mom tell this exact story an hour ago.
Yeah. Oh, I actually remember hearing this.
Yeah, because I was
younger. It's
like I like made it my whole personality probably when I heard it happened. So I probably told everyone.
Yeah, I was trying to find the books you would read when we were in elementary school. We used to read like scary storybooks.
We were obsessed. What was Dare to Be Scared? It was called.
I just had that up. No wonder. I was like, this looks familiar. Wait, this looks familiar too. The Teacher from the Black Lagoon. Look at it.
Mm-hmm. That was like a picture book though. Like this Dare to Be Scared book was like a chapter book at least.
Yes, that Okay.
I could even tell you, we read this book so often.
The drawings look familiar.
I remember the first story in that book was my favorite one. It was like the one where like the guy, like the parent, the kid was seeing like a face in the moon with like sharp teeth, and he kept telling his parents, and they were like, no, like you're crazy. And then at the end, the parents grew the teeth.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Dare to be scared. If if we just brought this out of the depths of your memory when you were in elementary school, please just join in. Cause
yeah, who else liked to read scary stories for fun?
we love to be scared.
We did. Oh, what's the dollhouse one or the doll?
The doll people. The doll
scary.
people.
Was the first
I don't
one
think
scary?
it was meant to be scary.
Well, I guess to children.
Dolls are just scary in general. It was just meant to be like
no. The second one. The second one, the doll was a murderer.
Okay, fair.
That's a little scary.
The second one, the writer got a little dark. Maybe the writer went through something in between books. But the first one was just about like dolls coming to life, like Toy Story.
Yeah. But then, like, if they got caught being alive, like, they would get banished to, like,
oh my god,
other world or something.
Oh my god, they went into the doll state.
Yeah.
So if someone
a little dark.
Oh my god,
like, they would basically die if anybody saw
Toy
them moving.
Story. My brain thought that was a Toy Story plot.
No,
no, it was not. In Toy Story, if they, well, would anything happen to them in Toy Story if someone saw them moving?
No,
there was no consequence. Well, in the Doll People, this book that Rachel and I read in elementary school, yeah, of the dolls, it seems like all fun and games. If they got caught,
they would
moving,
die.
they would have to become like a real doll that couldn't move, and you'd be stuck in that state. Oh, and then if like you violated too many times, you would be put in permanent doll state, and it was like abbreviated PDS, and it was like you were dead. PDS, permanent doll state. It's terrifying. Holy shit. I forgot all about that.
I love that book. I was like, oh my god. So I will get into my little ghost story. I don't know if it's like that scary, but it's the closest I've got to any type of paranormal situation. I lived in this really old house in Queens my senior year of college, and the girls that lived there before, they said it was haunted, and things would like randomly get moved or not be in the same spot as when they left. Like nothing crazy happened. And then I had to be there alone over winter break because I was working the entire time.
That was really sad. I remember it.
I know. And it was like creepy because one, I don't know anybody in that state. Like everyone left. I don't have a car.
I came to visit you, didn't I? During Christmas?
break?
Not during Christmas, but during winter break. Because I remember we were by ourselves in that house and we watched Sex and the City on the couch.
Yeah, we might have. You might have come. I don't even remember.
Who cares? Continue. Nothing.
Anyway. Anyways, so it's just like creepy being alone because it's a really old house and it's not like an apartment building. Like there's all these different entrances and windows and whatever. So
a house.
Yes. And one day, it was during the day this actually happened. I'm like in the kitchen just cooking food or whatever, and I keep hearing things. Like it sounds like whispering, but I can't make out any of the words. And I don't know, it was so weird, and I can barely even remember it, but I just know in my mind, I was like, I can't explain this. Like, so I'm just going to tell myself it's people outside, like talking loudly or something. Because like, it was just a weird sound that I was hearing. And
was it at night or during the day?
No, it was during the day. Like, it just felt like in another room. Like, imagine if you're in 2 rooms over and you hear people like talking low in another room, and you hear them talking, but you can't make out what they're saying. That's what it sounded like.
That's scary, yeah.
So I'm alone though, so I can't really think much into it. Like I wasn't sitting there like wondering what it was, or I didn't investigate or anything. Like I just had to keep
you couldn't entertain it.
Going about my life, yeah. So a couple months later, I'm in my room. It's around midnight, and one of my roommates was downstairs alone, like studying, and she barges in my room, and she's like, "Oh my god!" Like I was just sitting there, and something whispered in my ear. And I was like, oh my god. And then like the memories of all like the whispering I would hear when I was alone came flooding back because I kind of like blocked it out. And I was like, oh, that's so creepy. So we both like, that was another person that heard like whispering. So it just makes it more like feel like more legit, you know?
Whoever it was really wanted contact with you. They were lonely.
Yeah. It never felt like an evil presence or like dark.
Yeah, I
It was
do
just
like
weird.
know it, I feel like. I've
I
been
don't
wearing
know.
headphones this whole time for no reason at all.
Yeah. I wonder who lived in the house before. I wish I could have like looked up the record.
You should have. You still could.
Like, I don't know how to do that.
They do it
You
in
know how?
They do it in movies all the time. Look up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like maybe you need to go to the library in that town. I feel like in the scary movies they always like just go to the library and they're like, here's the record of the house that I live in. Here's everything
I
that
feel
ever
like that's
happened.
unrealistic. So yeah, I hope we scared all of you.
I'm sure they're terrified.
I hope you have nightmares.
I listen to a lot of Two Girls One Ghost, so this was fun to pretend like people wrote us in stories. But it's fine.
If anyone wants to write us in a ghost story, we'd be happy to share it.
Well, we'd happy to read it next Halloween because we're not a paranormal podcast. Or you can just send it to us for like us personally because we would like to read it.
Yeah. We enjoy a good scary story.
We're going to, it was kind of a weird long break because I got sick and things got chaotic, but we're calling this the end of season 2.
Yeah.
Episode 20. We
just
made it this far.
We just wanted to hold out till Halloween.
I know, because when you think about it, like if we recorded earlier, I don't even know we would have never done a Halloween episode. We would have been done by now.
Yeah.
And this was fun.
Halloween's the best.
It is the best. And right before we started recording, we were looking up hotels in Salem because we are determined to go to Salem next Halloween. Like we have to go.
Yeah, we want to stay at the
go there my whole
Hawthorne.
life.
And get this. So so it said you have to book a year in advance.
To stay at the Hawthorne Hotel.
Yeah, you can't book any sooner than a year. So I was like, okay, we have to wait till it's Halloween and then we can book.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently they block out every weekend for a previous guest. And the only time you have a chance of booking on the weekend in October is Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Tuesdays. Like if we want to go the weekend before Halloween, we have to like, this is the weekend before Halloween, like this Tuesday at 10 a.m. we have to call and book it. Like I feel like I am buying tickets. This will be when One Direction gets back together and has a reunion tour. And like it's going to be like this tedious. Like I feel like I'm buying concert tickets right now.
Yeah. And I don't even know if there'll be any available. It's a mystery until Tuesday at 10 a.m. Yeah, that's what it says.
Should we both call? Like, we're buying concert tickets? We should both call.
Do you think it's really that crazy that people are like waiting till 10 a.m.?
I don't know. All I know is the Hawthorne Hotel they have a witches ball and a Halloween ball. And I don't know which one takes place which. One of them takes place the weekend before Halloween. One of them takes place the weekend of Halloween. And I don't care which one we go to.
Well, we just need to, whatever weekend we can get a hotel room.
Yeah.
It's some serious stuff.
Maybe, I even said like maybe for this episode we could talk about like the history of witches and like the oppression and everything. And that's really dark. But like I would love to like interview someone that knows a lot about that rather than I mean we could do research, but maybe next year.
We should do it in Salem.
We also
just like we'll learn so much there. We can ask questions to people. Yeah. And then we can record in the haunted hotel.
We could if we get
Granted, we get to stay there.
We did say we were going to record in Arizona and just didn't. We didn't have time.
Well, we didn't have mics then.
That's true.
So it would have been.
So yeah, I wanted to go to Salem my whole life, and I'm just so excited. I really hope we get to go and stay at the Hawthorne Hotel.
Yes.
Plus, I've always wanted an excuse. Like, I don't think I've ever in my life gone all out for a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
Because, like, in college, you don't do that. And then we were in a pandemic. So.
But you have to go all out. I feel like in Salem. Like, we saw pictures and people were, like, head to toe. Like, they did everything. The makeup, the outfits.
My dream is for Rachel and I to be Lizzie McGuire and Isabella from the Lizzie McGuire movie. Like, that is my dream. Should we cut this out so no one steals it? so we don't spoil it if it ever happens. I feel like
it's a common.
It's my dream though, because I feel like I would love to put in work for that kind of costume, and I just think we would rock it. But I also like couldn't go to like a Salem Halloween party. I would want to look scary.
Yeah, like I would love to just do a full-on wig, full face of makeup,
black lipstick. Like I don't know if I could roll up to Salem in a Lizzie McGuire outfit, but
no,
maybe we'll save that for another year.
we should be dead bridesmaids.
Never, like always a bridesmaid, never a bride, and we're just bitter about it, and we're ready to.
Okay, my mom still has her bridesmaids dresses from the 80s.
You know what would be great? I saw this on Twitter. You know when Hannah Montana was like the zombie?
Yeah.
Like that someone like posted a picture and said like, oh, she really like ate this. I think that means that's good, right?
Yeah.
But
oh my god, cut that out.
But like I also could see like wearing like a big sleeve like ballroom gown and like doing that, like putting leaves in your hair and black lipstick, and then you're like you're zombie Hannah Montana. No,
I mean if you did the wig.
I mean again, like I'm not trying to roll up to Salem and be either Hannah Montana or Lizzie McGuire, but like
I think it's fun to just do like something outrageous and then just be dead.
Yeah,
like pick a theme and then just
be anything but add dead to it. Dead bridesmaids, sure.
Yeah, we fought so hard over the bouquet, we killed each other.
We're calling this the end of season 2. 20 episodes later. Next season, we're also going to have more guests, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. And we have some more interesting things to talk about, of course.
Of course. We never run out of those. I hope you enjoyed the interviews that we did this season. Yeah,
they were really interesting, and
I hope you learned something. To do. And hopefully there's more where that came from. And I'm excited. And maybe after Thanksgiving. Before Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Stay tuned.
December. We'll call it December.
Okay. Well, I hope everyone has an amazing Halloween.
I hope that too.
I hope everyone gets scared by a ghost.
I hope you all live your best Halloween movie lives. So you're not disappointed like I was when I was 10 that one year.
I hope scary, spooky stuff happens.
I hope you all get possessed or hexed. Like Rachel and I did in
But
September.
I also hope that you get saved in the end.
Mm-hmm. Like that lady in the woods that was drunk.
Okay. Well, I guess that's it.
That is a wrap on season 2.